Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox back for another episode, and I'm absolutely thrilled today to have Greg Faldyn. Greg, first of all, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Tom. Pleasure to be here.
Greg, could you tell us your professional background?
Yes. So I am in the insurance industry. I've been in employee benefits for almost 40 years and trying to quickly work towards my retirement. Not there yet, but getting close.
Could you tell us when you first got interested in Rotary?
I can remember the date. I was married in 2001, and shortly in 2002, I remember seeing a sign on West U Travel talking about the local Rotary Club. And I didn't know anything about it. I went inside and asked and got some information and was invited to join a luncheon. And I've been part of Rotary now for almost 25 years.
So you joined Rotary in the West U Club?
Yeah, West U Club in Houston.
How large was that club?
So we had about 125 active members.
And how long have you been in Kerrville?
So I've been in Kerrville now about 3.5 years, native Houstonian. My wife and I both grew up in Houston. And after 50 plus years, we decided it was time to get out of the big city and enjoy the hill country.
What brought you to Kerrville?
High lumber prices.
Okay.
We were going to build a house in Georgetown. And about that time is when the lumber prices were just going through the roof. And so we decided to look at other options. And a buddy of mine in Rotary, Woody, lived out here and asked us to come take a look at this part of the hill country. And we came out and fell in love with it. And we've been here now for about 3.5 years. So it's absolutely lovely. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
We're here to talk about what I think is a pretty momentous event, occasion, anniversary, and all of the above wrapped into one, which is the 100th anniversary of Rotary in Kerrville. Could you tell us your role in this?
Sure. So Rotary is what I feel to be the eminent service organization within the United States and certainly around the globe. And there's chapters all around the country. We have several chapters just outside of this immediate area in the hill country area. And with Kerrville in particular, this is a very special year because we are coming up on our 100th year of serving the local community through Rotary. We serve through the local community through partnerships with some of the organizations with Peterson. We've done some work with the Raphael Clinic. We've done some work with many of the organizations around here, including Avery. So it's been a long-term partnership in the community involvement.
One of the things that I'm most proud of is our club's response after the July 4th flood. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's absolutely something very special to me. As a native Houstonian, I've been through several hurricanes. I've watched the eye of Alicia come right over my house, and I've been involved in communities healing from hurricanes, and I've seen several of those. I have to tell you, I've never in my life witnessed such an amazing community outreach as what the hill country did as a result of the floods. We live in Ingram, and so we're really pretty close to all the activity that was going on in Hunt in the West Kerr area. And to see the community come together and just do absolutely everything that was needed to bring this community back, to heal them, to help communities, business leaders, the first responders that came from all over the different parts of the country. I've never seen such an incredible outpouring of community to get us back on our feet. It was absolutely amazing.
One of the, I would say anomaly, but that's not the right word. We had a new president start July 1.
Yes.
And 3 days later, he was getting calls literally from all over the world.
Yes.
And basically the calls were, what can we do to help?
Absolutely. We were getting calls within 48 hours of the event. We were getting calls from clubs that are close by. We were getting calls from clubs all over the country, clubs from different countries around the world, asking what they could do, how could they support, how do they donate, was there a specific type of event or service that they could contribute towards. So we had an incredible outreach, and we continue to do. We still have funds to date that we've not yet spent because we're looking for the right way to spend them and make sure that they're spent in the right way in the local communities.
One of the ways that I'm most proud of is the assistance given to first responding units, literally up and down Kerr County and any adjoining county where any of those first responders helped.
Yeah, that's really an incredible effort because we've had a couple people within our club who went out to each of the different volunteer departments, Centerpoint, obviously Kerrville, Ingram, everything west of us as well, and asked them specifically what their needs were. Did they need heavy equipment? Did they need uniforms? Did they need special washing machines? Did they need flood response training? We went through each of these different first responders and asked them specifically to give us a list of the most important things that they needed, either equipment that they lost due to the floods, or maybe it was equipment that they've never had that they've always wanted to have as well. So we've really spent a diligent effort reaching out to each of those organizations and helping them specifically for their needs. It was really an incredible outpouring.
What are some of the projects you've been involved in that have really meant a lot to you, that you've been involved in with Rotary that have really meant a lot to you, Greg?
For me personally, what I call my Rotary moment is when I went to India and helped administer polio vaccinations. And again, at that time, this was about 15 years ago, and polio, we were getting a handle on polio, but everybody said there is absolutely no way you will eradicate polio in India with such a large population, such a concentrated effort. And we were able to eradicate polio within about 3 years after we did our trip. But it was absolutely an amazing experience working with the local clerics, the local Muslim community, knocking on doors, asking these members if they have had their polio immunizations. We went to this one school. There's about 400 children sitting on the floor, and the lady asked, and the way that they marked the pinkies with purple, like a purple stain or a paint, and everyone in that room lifted up their pinky, showing that they'd been immunized from polio. So it was an absolutely just incredible experience. So that's a personal, in my heart, is international clubs that we are involved in. I just got back from Belize. We do an annual house build in Belize. So I personally have a really passion for helping some of our other countries around. But for our club particularly, we are really involved in our local community. We do a great deal of work with the local schools, the first responders. We have a long-term program with the first responders in our immediate area. So again, Rotary has community outreach 3 miles down the road and 300 miles down the road. It's absolutely incredible what we do with the different communities.
Let me transition over to the 100th anniversary.
Sure.
And what's your role in that?
Too much. My role, I'm the foundation chair for the club. And so this is obviously, understandably, a centennial event is a big event. We are fortunate enough to have a lot of members in our club that have a long history with this club. We have some members that have been in our club for over 50 years. It's just absolutely incredible to share the stories with them and hear their experiences of our club and how it's changed over the last several decades. And so my primary role is twofold. One is we have currently 2 different local projects that we're helping to support. So one of our projects, we're going to have a dedicated space in the Heritage Center, which is the building over off of Water Street that's being rebuilt as a heritage museum. So we're going to have a dedicated room specifically for Rotary in that building. And then we've also dedicated the flagpoles in the new first responder building as well. So we actually have 2 different service projects that we're involved in. And then in addition to that, we have our upcoming luncheon scheduled on February the 25th that I'm helping coordinate as well.
I'd like to talk about the 2 big projects because I was really intrigued by your committee, the work you did to determine a project. You came up with a list of projects. You said pick one, and we picked 2.
We did.
And because they both are so meaningful in different ways, can you maybe talk about what they meant to you, and maybe
Sure.
I'll talk about what they meant to me?
Sure. So yeah, we had several projects that we vetted, and probably 6 or 7 different projects. We looked at a lot of different outreaches, and we spent a great deal of time going through these different projects and trying to determine what best represented our club and our community. Obviously, with the work that we've been involved in for the last several years with our first responders, it made sense for our club to support that new building campaign in some meaningful way. And so the flagpoles is really a good illustration for Rotary, because the flagpoles are obviously the first thing that you see when you walk up to the new complex. We have a plaque out front that talks about Rotary and the local community. So it was really an absolute perfect partnership with our first responders. That was a little bit of an easier decision for us to make, because we really had a lot of support behind the flagpoles. The Heritage Center has been a little bit more of a challenge for a lot of different reasons. In part, the cost of getting this building reestablished, and then the commitment. For me personally, I feel that the Heritage Center is really important, because what Rotary does well is serving the community. What Rotary doesn't do well is talking about Rotary. And it's amazing to me when I talk to people and they don't even know what Rotary is. They've never heard of Rotary. They don't even understand what it is, how we're around. How is it possible we've been around for 100 years in this community and they don't even know what Rotary is? And so for me personally, the Heritage Center is our opportunity to showcase who we are and what we've done in this community in partnership with a lot of the other organizations. And it's really going to be our way to share that history with our residents, people that are here to visit and see the museum. So it's really an opportunity for us to finally showcase some of the amazing work that we've done in this community.
So I would add a couple of things, and this was from me personally. First of all, I don't think you can fly the flag enough. So anytime we have an opportunity to put up a flagpole, I'm all for that. But I was particularly touched by putting it in front of the new first responders building, because to me it cemented our respect for our first responders here in town, our attempt to show them how much they mean to us, but also to really signify an ongoing partnership, because we supply them with things to allow them to do the jobs they do, literally up until December with Blue Santa. So that one was really meaningful for me. And if you can put that around a flag, I'm all for that.
Absolutely.
But the second thing on the Heritage Center, you're absolutely right on Rotary telling our story. But for me, it was a little bit more than Rotary telling its story. It was Rotary is a part of the heritage of Kerrville and Kerr County.
Correct.
And separate and apart from Service Above Self, we're embedded in this community and have been for 100 years. And I've just been thrilled with the history review we've had with all of the club presidents going forward over the past few months, to see all of the businessmen, first businessmen, now business people, but then just regular guys like you and me who are part of this and part of this tradition, and that we have stood with Kerr County as people of Kerr County and of Kerrville to help make this a much better town.
Absolutely. And I agree with you 100%. And that's been part of the fun of this project, is visiting with some of our Rotarians that are long-term Rotarians here in this local community, and hearing the stories and hearing about Rotary participating in a fish fry for 15 years, and Rotary doing first responder golf tournaments for at least 10 years and counting, and the support that we continue to make the Josh the Otter swim program for our second and third graders. It's just incredible the things that we do in this community. And I agree with you. I really think this is an opportunity to just remind people of the partnership that we've had with our city, with our county, with our local community, and the people around. And we're not here to brag. We're not here to show off. We're here to get busy. We roll up our sleeves. We solve problems. We take care of our community, and we go move on. And again, I think this is that unique opportunity for our community to learn what we've been doing in this community for 100 years.
One, you mentioned a little bit earlier your role in I think you said foundation chair, but I meant the title wrong. Could you tell us what the foundation is, both at our local level, but also up at the national level?
Sure. So there really are two ways of looking at a Rotary Foundation. So the Kerrville Foundation is our community foundation, and we use our local club foundation to support our fundraising endeavors for our local community. So for example, and you mentioned Blue Santa earlier, that's one of our partnership organizations. So every year we allocate dollars specifically to assist with Blue Santa. We allocate dollars for our veterans programs. And so again, our foundation is established for the funding of those organizations, right? So again, we have a club and a foundation. And so the local foundation, that's where the dollars come in that are put back into our local community. The Rotary Foundation is absolutely just an incredible organization. And year in and year out, we continue to receive awards for the administration, the minimal expense that we have, and that our books are always clean. Our books are always, they go through and do complete audits. And every single year we continue to win these awards, which is just absolutely incredible. And the work, again, that money that comes into the Rotary Foundation, the idea is that money is invested and then it's sent back out to the local clubs, the local districts, and then also available through grants, through either district grants or global grants. So it's a way for us to bring dollars in, hold those dollars and invest them for 3 years, and then put them back into the local communities.
You also mentioned the upcoming luncheon. Could you maybe highlight or tease us with some highlights that we're going to have at our luncheon for the 100th anniversary?
First, I'd like to extend an invite. Anybody that's interested in joining us, it's not a private party. We would love to, anyone that knows a Rotarian or wants to learn more about Rotary or learn about our accomplishments over the last 100 years, you're welcome to join us. It's scheduled for Wednesday, February the 25th. From 11:30 to 1:30. It's going to be at Tucker Hall at St. Peter's Episcopal Church. We're going to have a guest speaker. Will be one of our Rotary Foundation trustees. He's going to come speak to us about our local club as well as our involvement in Rotary and then the future of Rotary going forward. So it's really going to be, I've had the opportunity to hear him speak a couple times, and he's a dynamic speaker and is really going to really put a nice presentation on both Kerrville Rotary and the Rotary International. We're also going to have pictures running behind. We're going to have some speakers talk about just some of their favorite memories. We're going to ask some of our old timers, our OGs, to talk about some of the specific memories about the club. These folks that have been part of our club for 20 or 30 years. What is your special Rotary moment specifically for this club? We're also going to have our interactors there, which is our high school folks. We have a partnership with both Tybee and also Centerpoint. So some of them are going to be there as well. So it's just an opportunity for us to have a birthday party, just a celebration, just a way for us to recognize all of our achievements over the past 100 years. It's an opportunity for you to donate towards our projects, but it's really just a fun, casual lunch. And anybody's involved. The tickets are $50 a person, and we can get information over to you on how to sign up. We also have some opportunities for some table sponsorships, but it's just going to be a fun event. We're looking forward to it. It's low key, but it should hopefully really spear some fun memories that we've been involved in.
I always end with the following question. What would you tell the 20-something businessman or businesswoman or 30-something why they should join Rotary now?
So I'm going to answer that two ways. A lot of people think Rotary is a chamber of commerce. They think that I need to get into Rotary because it's going to give me an opportunity to get some new business. Yes, it will, but that's not the main reason. The main reason for Rotary is to serve our local community. And I know it's a challenge for 20-somethings, for 30-somethings. You've got families, you don't have 5 minutes of spare time. But if you do have time, your kids are getting older, you've got some time now, or you're a business leader, I think it's really imperative to be part of such an incredible organization and see how we give to the local community and how we just support each other. And you will get the opportunities to write business. But that's not what we're here for. We're not a chamber of commerce. We are a very committed community organization. We're here to help our local communities. We're here to support our local businesses. So we'll do everything that we can to do business together. But it's just an opportunity for you to be involved with neighbors that share common interests.
Well, Greg, I wanted to thank you again for taking the time to visit with me, and thank you so much for your work as foundation chair and our upcoming 100th anniversary luncheon.
Tom, I appreciate the opportunity, and it's been a pleasure. And again, I certainly welcome everybody. We would love to have you as a guest on that Wednesday. And if you can't make that luncheon, that's okay. Come join us for a regular Rotary meeting. We meet over at the Salvation Army every Wednesday at noon, from noon to 1, and we would love to have you as our guest. We appreciate the time. Thank you.